World now with Nifebi Oguntoye. Former U.S. President Barack Obama has endorsed the Vice-President Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee for United States presidency. Former President Obama and his wife Michelle Obama said in a joint statement that they believe Ms. Harris has the vision, the character, and the strength that this critical moment demands. Mr. Obama was reportedly among more than 100 prominent Democrats Ms. Harris spoke to after President Joe Biden announced last Sunday he was dropping out of the race. In a statement at the time, Mr. Obama praised Mr. Biden's exit but did not immediately endorse Ms. Harris. The U.S. Vice President has already secured the support of majority of Democratic delegates, setting her on course to become the official nominee at the party convention in August. Analyst Ejike who's not joining from Texas, but is right here in the studio with me. Good to have you come. How have you been, by the way?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
What's the trip down here like?
It was good. It was good. Just came in yesterday and, catching my jet lag and
awesome.
Being able to be in your studio at this time. Thank you.
Glad to have you in Nigeria as well. So Biden has passed the torch to a younger generation. And they say you Republicans are already catching the fever. Must be a major twist of events politically with that decision, right?
But, in politics, you don't know what's going to happen until it happens. So, congratulations to Ms. Harris, for Obama endorsement and everything. And now we know who to deal with. Joe Biden is gone. He's not going to be any factor. But the point...
Well, did you see that coming?
Of course we knew because, given Joe Biden's condition, physically and mentally, we knew he's not going to take this whole round to the finish line. But now that we have Kamala, it's good. We have defined the next opponent. Regardless of what she's raising money, when Hillary did that, Hillary raised more money than Trump. And Hillary was being considered 98% of winning, and then we know what happened. Obama is not on the ballot. Clinton is not on the ballot.
But Obama supported the current president of the United States of America.
Yeah, Obama's endorsement, if you look at this, he's been endorsing candidates, even endorsed people who ran for governor in Georgia. They didn't win, the guy who ran in Florida. So Obama effectively hasn't delivered on the candidates he chose. He wanted Patrick Duval of Massachusetts to be the candidate over Biden, because Obama even told Biden, you don't have to do this, Joe. But Joe did it, and we got...
Long before
he
got into this?
Yes, Obama said, Joe, you don't have to do this, and Joe defied him, and Joe did it, and we see what we got. And we're happy to see Joe Biden be president, because that's the kind of guy America doesn't want to be president. So now he's giving us his best, and is out of there.
But you can't wish away the weight that the Obama support is bringing to Kamala.
No, Obama support is nothing. We, Americans don't like Obama. I mean, he has
the Republicans, you mean?
Even Democrats, even the black community that gave him the most votes are not pleased with him, because for 8 years Obama was in office. Of course, he gave us the Obamacare, which is the Affordable Care Act. But beyond that, what else? Obama is a celebrity president. He's not a practical president. And he didn't do anything for Africa. He went to Kenya to pitch them, lesbian and gay rights and stuff. And
he's not president of Africa. Is he obligated to do anything for the continent?
Well, it's not an obligation, but sometimes, when Kennedy was there, he did a lot for, Irish people. So usually when you get your person, it's not just say, I want my person in office. You want a president who is pragmatic, and somebody who knows what the issues are and can...
I know that you're used to virtual interviews, so you're going to have to just keep looking
at
me.
Look at the camera.
But the U.S. Vice President has already secured the support of majority of Democratic delegates, setting her right on course to become the Democratic
nominee
at the party convention in August.
Yes.
You don't expect any surprise to spring up, right? But with over $100 million in campaign funds, she raised $81 million in a day. That's quite historic, even though you're trying to play down on that. Time will tell if America loves her that much. But you can't contest that her emergence has brought some new energy to the Democrats.
Of course, it has brought some new energy because the Democrats were very confused whether Biden. Remember when Biden did that interview that exposed him, and he said, "Oh, I'm not going anywhere." And then there was a divided House. And then now, like I said, we have an opponent. We didn't know whether we were going to take on Biden. Now Biden is out. Then we're taking Kamala. Look, I want a fair election to happen, and I want anybody who is capable to do it. But we have seen Kamala Harris for the 4 years or so that she's been vice president. She has her own strengths, but she has a whole lot of weaknesses. We gotta have.
Everyone does, even your candidate.
Everyone does. But the point is her own negativity. You see, it's like Mrs. Clinton. Mrs. Clinton was able to raise money, okay? But she has a negative factor. At the end of the day, the vice president, the running mates are not the people Americans vote for. They vote for the guy on the leading candidate, who is both now Trump and Kamala. So we've seen Kamala. We know who Kamala is. Let's see the thing.
Why is Trump shying away from another debate, though?
Well, usually they'll say that and they come back and they'll do it. It probably one more debate. But whatever the case is, this is a foregone conclusion.
Because this time it's not going to be old Biden. It's going to be a younger and more vigorous candidate on the other side of the box.
The Biden factor was not just the age, it was the health. You can see 70, 81-year-old people that are doing well. Nancy Pelosi is older than Biden. She's 84, and she still has some energy in her. Kamala is younger. But the thing is, when American people look at the two candidates, of course, the bases are solidified behind their candidate. So we're looking at the swing people. Do we want a liberal Democrat, Kamala Harris from California, who has an identity crisis? She don't know whether she's Indian American or Black American or whatever the case is.
But it's of the minority group, and that sells a lot in America.
No, well, if it were to be the case,
all the euphoria around Obama being the first black president, and now we're looking at perhaps the first female president in America.
Sure.
You don't think that will count?
It's not going to count because America is at a critical junction, and we don't want a situation where we have a country that we no longer recognize. So I'm just saying...
You're probably playing down on Kamala's history. California's Attorney General, U.S. Senator, current Vice President. She's the highest-ranking woman ever in American politics.
Look, all of that is fine. Now, America is not California. We are looking at America as in totality. So we want Kamala. I want her to be the candidate. Obama is trying to support. Now, the two horses are in what? Are in the cage. The derby is about to go off. So, hey, we'll see what's going to happen.
And you've heard our offensive strategy, the narrative of a former prosecutor and a convicted felon.
Okay, I've seen that. It's just a laughable joke. It's a black.
And it perfectly matches the situation.
No, it doesn't
because
match.
She's a former attorney general. And then we have the first American president who has been convicted of a crime.
All of that does not persuade the Americans. It will persuade those it will persuade. But that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at who is going to make America the sort of country that most Americans are, been wishing for the past 4 years. When Trump was there, with all due respect, he's not a perfect gentleman. He says things that oftentimes I cling just, oh my God, I hope he didn't say that, but he did. America was better known for what America was doing when Trump was in office. Now we got somebody else who, as a vice president, she bugged the issue about border issues. She doesn't know how she laughs when she's not even supposed to laugh.
They call it the signature laughter. That even endears her more to the people. Because,
of course,
the office of the president is always put together. You're in your suit, but then people can relate more because she seems more human than the rest of you guys.
Look, the president of America is not an easy job.
I know.
Once you sit down at that desk, all bets are off. So, again, the thing is, it's a critical election because... if he goes to Kamala Harris, oh my God, I don't know what America we're going to be looking at.
But
And then if, you know,
back at home, let us just drive it back home.
Yes.
You know, the conversations here have been that if you get a Republican like Trump in there, it's going to be a great disservice for many Nigerians who are eyeing to relocate to America. How does that?
No, it's not. It's not.
But he's been talking about perhaps having the highest deportation ever in American history.
Well, I mean, everybody says that. You know, when Obama was in office, Obama has the highest deportation. Obama was the one that, you know, encouraged the, you know, what is it called, migrants, illegal ones, you know, to be caged, to be held in the way they were held. See, America is not, Trump actually said nobody has to suffer to come to America. You only suffer if you come illegally. Just like if anybody were to break into your home, no matter how you like them, you're going to be, you know, offended by that. I went to America as a legal immigrant, and I have naturalized my situation where I'm a citizen. I ran for office. I got appointed to federal position, and I've got appointed at state position. That's what America is about. Don't break into America. But we can encourage people to come into America illegally and begin to demand.
So Nigerians have nothing to fear as long as you go in legally.
No, yes, legal immigration is what America is
about.
Well,
you don't think that higher walls will be built to make it more difficult for immigrants to come in?
No.
Especially those who desperately need to enter America.
No, there's no desperation here. Look, I was denied visa twice. I got it the third time. And my father, thanks to him, said, I will not let you leave Nigeria to go to America without illegal status. And as soon as I got there, I saw what my father meant, because I was able to get in an employment that I couldn't have gotten if I was illegal. Because when you're illegal in America, you start to hide, your confidence is low, you start to do jobs, and people are going to exploit it. But if you come legally and you legalize your situation, America is open to you. The only thing I can do in America is run for president.
So if you want to analyze it fairly, even though you are a Republican,
yes,
how much impact has Trump's status as American president to be convicted of crime affected or his popularity, you know, amongst Republicans and those who have not decided yet?
Well, you know, there are still going to be people on the fence who are going to make up, sometimes they make up their mind at the polling station and votes and they vote. But let me tell you, when Trump was in office, Trump was the only president who said, we want to buy from Africa, we just don't want to export to Africa. And Trump was the president who extended the reauthorization of the U.S. Exim Bank from the typical 4 years to 7 years. So that reauthorization expires in 2026, and then another president can reauthorize. Obama was the president who killed the Exim Bank. He told Exim Bank don't do a whole lot. That was why China started to make inroad into Africa.
I hear you, but what I was driving at is you don't think Trump's many court cases haven't done significant damage to his campaign in this election?
No, he has not. Because, again, you know, he's raised more money. Trump don't need to raise any more money.
A lot of them coming from the ex-guy.
No.
How much was it given to Trump daily again? Did I get the figures right? Did they say $40-something million?
I don't know. You see, the thing is, money doesn't win an election in America. Even though it makes you look like you're credible, at the end of the day, is the votes that count. So whether you have $1 billion, I mean, the Trump Hillary Clinton race was of more than $1 billion, so which Hillary winning more, but Trump won, even though there are these controversies about that. But the point is, at the end of the day, the billionaire doesn't get 1 billion votes. The millionaire, everybody is equalized under the American election clause, one man, one woman, one vote. And those things are the ones that we're going to count at the end of the day. The people that make money during this type of situation are the media people, because, you know, they're going to have to buy ads and do all of that stuff. But the point is, how much money Kamala is raising is not frightening those of us who are on this Republican side.
No. I don't think any amount of money can frighten Trump. He has a way around these things. But have you paid any attention to also the new national poll from Reuters and Ipsos showing that Harris is leading now ahead of Trump, unlike when Biden was on the ballot? And what factors do you think would determine how Americans will vote this time?
You know, I wish I had a magic wand, or I'm clairvoyant to say who is going to do it. I'm biased in the sense when it comes to, you know, the party that I support. But I'm looking at the candidate, Kamala Harris, as a candidate for president. She's female. She's all of those things that you have enumerated. The point is, Americans are going to look at her and look at her past history. We know the past. I mean, of course, she's going to be a remake of Kamala Harris now that she's in the frontline candidate. Indeed. But, her negativity factor, just like Trump's negativity factor, are going to be weighed. And then Americans are going to say, who do we want to be commander-in-chief? And that decision will be made November 5th.
Interestingly, she's speaking tough as regards the Israel war in Gaza from our last meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu. You don't think that will swing some more support in her favor?
Well, I mean, the American Jewish Council, which I know the founder, I mean, they are not supporting her. I mean, again, she did what she did because that's an official visit and she's in an official capacity. The point now is, let us just do what? Let us see Kamala as the candidate. And then the questions are going to be asked, everything are going to be thrown at her for and against, and let's see how she's going to handle it. Again, I'm excited. I wish I was back home, when this is all happened. But now I'm here and I'm, looking forward to going home. I'm going to meet Trump when I get back in one of the events. And I'm campaigning. I have a group called MAGA, Africans, to make America great. We're going to reactivate that.
So there are Africans supporting Trump?
Well, most Africans, just like to be Democrats. I don't know why you want to be a Democrat, given the nature of Democrats.
For obvious reasons. Yeah. But I think we have to leave it there.
Yes.
Global Affairs Analyst, Ejike Okpa. Well, I don't have to tell that you're supporting, that you are a Republican yourself. Thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
And sharing your thoughts with us.
Yes.
We'll take a short break and we'll be back with more stories from around the world. Stay with us, everyone.